Venezuela again. Now closer to about 2:20 a.m. the time on this side. It's about 2:20. It's about to strike 2:20 a.m. in the night, in the morning here in Venezuela, Maturin. This is really the tip of the continent of South America, the Latin American continent, about close to 2:20. 2:20 right now, striking 2:20 a.m. in the morning, in the night here in Maturin in Venezuela. Blessed people, we are now looking forward to the last meeting in Maturin here, which is the healing service. There will be a very powerful healing service in this place today, the final one, the grand finale as we leave the country as we leave this city towards Caracas, and eventually we will leave the country. Now, the Lord Almighty has spoken today. At this time, He has spoken a very, very big visitation that is coming to take place. And we don't know where exactly that visitation will be. I have announced that visitation since before we left Kenya. Ever since we engaged on this mission right from Kenya, I announced that I've seen the visitation of the Lord, and God the Father has asked me to call Him to come and visit me in the thick cloud of His glory. And in that dream, when I called on Him, He came all the way in the cloud of His glory. And that visitation of the cloud, I see as though like two lobes, not really two, but together with a little ridge and the white glorious left-hand side. You would think the lobes of the pillar of the thickness of glory, but one with just a ridge and a glorious patch. I've always talked about even as you saw in the visitation in Kisumu. And so I said that visitation would take place on this part of the earth, only that we did not know, and we don't know whether it is here in Venezuela or it is in Peru. The visitation of the cloud of God, or it is in Manaus, because Manaus has come on board also right now in Brazil. After this mission is in Manaus, very, very big meeting there. The authorities there have prepared a big, big mission. Now, tonight the Lord has spoken with me about this visitation that is coming to this part of the world. God the Father Himself, Jehovah Elohim, Jehovah El Olam, Jehovah Bana, God Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts Himself, God the Father Himself, is coming to visit His servants in a very, very historic way. In one of the meetings, until now we don't know which meeting it is, but this night again, on the verge of the meeting to take place here in Maturin, in Venezuela, the final meeting, the grand finale. This night, the Lord has again spoken with me about the visitation of His cloud coming to visit His prophets in a very tremendous way. And again, just exactly as I described before I left Kenya, when I said He comes in the thick cloud of His glory, and then you see a small ridge between the two lobes. And one side, the one when I'm facing Him on the left-hand side, has a little glorious patch, the thick, dark cloud of God, the one that carried the Israelites all the way from Egypt into the promised land, judging the Egyptians for idol worship and rebellion and sin. So this night again, the Lord Almighty, the creator of all the universe and all men, the one who gives breath to every person every morning, for them to wake up and be alive for that day. God the Father, Jehovah El Olam, Jehovah Elyon, the Lord Most High, Jehovah Sabaoth, the Lord of the armies, the Lord of hosts. He again has spoken with me this night, and he asked me to call him that he may come to visit me in the eyes of all. And when I saw the two prophets of Yahweh call him, he came in the thick dark cloud of his glory. Very, very tremendous times. And then I see now a lady saying, look, the cloud of glory was here. He came this side and he moved from this side, then he moved to this side. And he's standing. He stood this way and then he moved again and stood on this side. I hear people in dread describing him, how he came to one position over the meeting and then he moved to a second position over the meeting, all the way as a pillar, a vertical pillar from heaven. Huge, thick, dark cloud, like you saw happen in Kisumu. And then also, later I hear a lot of people asking, what did the prophecy say? What did the prophecy say? This is serious. This is dreadful. This is fearful. There is panic and trembling. So, on this other side of the earth, there's going to be a big visitation. We just don't know which one it is. Maybe it's the meeting coming up tonight in this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful city of Maturin. Or it is a meeting coming up in Lima, Peru. Now we also have Manaus, which is next door in Brazil, where the authorities there, the government has prepared top meeting there. So we don't know which one it is, but we're on the verge of a mega visitation. And right now ahead of us here is the tremendous, tremendous visitation that will take place in the city where we are at right now, the city of Maturin. And we're on the verge of that meeting. And then the Lord speaks tonight. And I see the cloud of God coming to me, tremendous. And he stands there as a tall majesty, the sovereignty of Yahweh, the Lord God Almighty, Jehovah El Olam, Elyon, Jehovah Sabaoth himself. So there's going to be a big visitation. Therefore, these words that are spoken in this broadcast now, in this prophecy, they constitute the mega prophets of Yahweh calling God the Father to come to them. Today, I saw the Lord. I have seen the Lord God Sabaoth coming from heaven to visit me in the meeting of the Lord, visiting his two mega prophets. This night, I have seen the Lord. And that's why I've come live on air. Otherwise, we are totally disconnected. Do not even carry any phone. We don't even follow what's going on. We're not on radio. We're not on any media. We decided to be totally disconnected. The Lord decided to disconnect us totally from any news or media or anything during this mission, that we may focus on the revival of this nation uninterrupted. But this is serious that caused me now to come live on air, that this night I've seen the Lord God Almighty. I've seen God this night. And we are on the verge of a major visitation in the cloud of God Almighty, coming all the way from heaven and visiting me, visiting his two mega prophets at the meeting of the Lord. We have the meeting in Maturin, the final meeting right ahead of us here a few hours from now, tonight. So it could be Maturin, or could be Lima, Peru, or could be even before Peru in Manaus. But we have this meeting ahead of us tonight. I have seen the visitation of the cloud of God, the most dreadful cloud of God that moved the Israelites all the way from Egypt into the promised land and severely judged, in the most historic way, judged Egypt in a way that is until now an indelible mark on the Bible. I have seen Jehovah Sabaoth coming, my friend. Jehovah, my friend. And in that tremendous conversation tonight, in this dream, he made me hear myself standing there and talking to him and saying, Jehovah, my friend, my one and only friend. I was talking to the cloud. Tremendous. So, this broadcast constitutes me calling the Lord God from heaven to come and visit me in the thick cloud of his glory, the cloud that you saw in Egypt, the cloud that carried the Israelites in his wings and brought them all the way into the promised land. The Messiah is coming. The prophetic timeline of the Lord is experiencing a velocity in its progression now. The King is coming. And the work is enormous. And I see God the Father coming to visit me in one of the meetings. And yet ahead of us here, we have a meeting in my Turin. Hasn't the Lord spoken with this generation? Toda Rabba. Toda Haverim. Baruch Hashem. Toda.